What is Snap Crackling and Popping, guys? I am the Storm, and you are back for, of course, Pokemon Fusion Fridays. Or just Fusion Fridays. I just call it Fusion Fridays, but I guess I technically should say Pokemon because it's based off of Pokemon. Last week, we started out with Fuse Corp, which you know what that means. We're starting out with Catmef today. And I'm starting out with a really sick fusion of Empoleon and Bisharp. I would see this thing definitely being either a water steel or a dark steel. I could see it being a water dark and steel, but I would just call it a water steel because of the wateriness and definitely the Bisharp just coming in and making it look sick. This makes me love Empoleon so much more than I did before. For no reason, I just really like this fusion. It's really solidly done, and it just brings out the steel type in Empoleon. And he kind of has like the Bisharp and Empoleon head, but he kind of has like a Bisharp helmet and the Empoleon in the front, which is really sick. This thing would just literally stab through people, and yet he still kind of has his little hands over there on under his spikes. But I like how he has like his Empoleon crown almost on his arms that he's using them as weapons, and I think that's really sick. I mean, who needs swords when you have crowns on your hands? True. But I mean, him having the webbed feet also makes me think he would be a water steel type instead of like a dark steel type. Now, opening up today for Fuse Corp Laboratories is a fusion known as Mega Genagax. And it's a fusion of Mega Metagross, Genesect, and Haxorus. And they call it a Steel Dragon Psychic. I literally am just calling it a Steel Dragon. Steel Dragon, special ability, Shield Override, which I guess would go through any Protect anytime, anywhere. Signature move is Cyber Barrage, which I think is really cool. It would literally just shoot shit out of its fucking cannon, like dragon beams out of its cannon, which would be so sick. I've been kind of hesitant about showing this one because I don't really like its design all that much, but I do like the Steel Dragon look, and I think it's really sick looking. I mean, as far as like the metal goes, I don't really care for his head that much, but I mean, it's still a solid fusion nonetheless because it only weighs 126 pounds somehow, which I'll never understand how it only weighs 126 pounds. Don't ask me, and it's literally only like 7 foot tall. So, it's not that scary of a Pokemon, to be honest. It's about the size of maybe a Genesect or a Haxorus. Probably a Genesect. I don't know how tall either of them are, but that's just my guess. But as you can see, it has the Genesect gun. It has Haxorus' face and Metagross and Haxorus' body. I still think this thing is cool nonetheless. I was just kind of hesitant because I didn't know how you guys would like it. Let me know how you do like it. If you like Mega Genagax or no. Let me know. Next up is going to be a Kyogre and Articuno fusion. This thing is so awesome. It would definitely be a water flying type, but it would put Pelipper to shame, to be honest, because Pelipper wouldn't have shit on a Kyogre and Articuno fusion. This thing is so cool. It has Kyogre's little power-up thingies. I don't know what they're called. Not power-up, but I call them kind of like a power source in his hands, or on his wings, I guess, and I think that's super cool. And then you can see it just like land and be incredibly awesome everywhere he goes, no matter what. I'm just sorry. I love this thing. This thing, it's so cool. It looks like a completely new breed of Pokemon. Like, you can't even really tell it's Kyogre and Articuno besides for like the tail and the wings. It almost looks like Kyogre is just laying on top of Articuno, and they just kind of sandwich them together, and then this came. Which I'm not complaining. I think it looks really cool because it has Articuno's tail going in between the Kyogre tails, which is a really it's the little things. I mean, if you pay attention to Pokemon like Articuno, I pay attention to it because I love Articuno. But if you pay attention, that's Articuno's little swivelly tail coming between Kyogre's different kind of tail, how it's kind of short in the middle and then it goes out on each end. I think it's a sick fusion nonetheless, though, and it would literally put Pelipper to shame. Battling-wise and design-wise, it's fucking sick. Next up is going to be Glasgow, which is going to be Mega Glalie fused with Vullaby, fused with Duskull. Now, this is calling for an Ice, Dark, and Ghost type. I would legitimately just call this a Dark Ghost type. Well, I guess I'd call it an Ice Ghost type because he's kind of like letting out ice out of his mouth, but you could just, I mean, it could just be anything, or whatever you want to call it. I just would call it a Dark Ghost type. It could definitely be all three, but it's Duskull fused with Vullaby, fused with Mega Glalie. I already said that, but I just want to remind you. I don't know, actually. But you could definitely see how all of this comes into play. It's really sick. It's definitely a ghost type, though, for sure, because Duskull's body is in there, and then Mega Glalie kind of thing just fixed into a skull, and it has the point, I guess, for Mega Glalie, and then the stones coming out the side, like the pillars, are from Volibai's kind of little head feather. But this thing is just a really sick design for an ice ghost type or a dark ghost type, whatever you want to go by. I just call it a dark ghost type because it's red and black, and that kind of just makes me think dark automatically. But I think it's absolutely phenomenally done and phenomenally drawn and everything just phenomenal about this fusion. Definitely a cool one. Another one I was kind of hesitant to show, though, because, I don't know, I like it, but it's kind of a different style, I guess, but it's still cool nonetheless. Next up, for Catmef, is going to be Altaria fused with Dragonair. Now this one I think is really cool. It would be a dragon flying type. I absolutely love this one to bits. I just think it looks adorable, but it looks powerful at the same time, if that makes sense, I guess. But it looks really cool because Dragonair is kind of like just like a large dragon snake. And pretty much, actually, now that I think about it. But this actually gives it like a body and a figure, and it would just be a really powerful dragon flying type because it would have like both of their special attacks fused and hopefully like a little bit more defense somewhere, wherever it wants to get that from, to be honest. But I really think it's cool, and the one that's next to it, which I can't tell you about right now, is also really awesome, and I'll connect them for you when we get to that. But for now, I really don't see a need to. But, you know, this fusion is just really cool. I wanted to show you guys this one last episode, but I had a different one I wanted to show you instead. Moving on to the final fusion of the episode, Luxraisin. Luxraisin. I call it like a Luxraisin, pretty much, but it's Typhlosion, or it would be like a Luxraisin or something. Luxraisin or something. I don't care. I think it's awesome. And it is Typhlosion mixed with Luxray mixed with Darkrai. Now they're saying it's a fire, electric, and dark. I would just technically call this thing an electric dark type because that's what it looks like to me. I think its hands are a little bit different or weird, and its head is a little bit weird, but I guess it is what you would get if you fused Luxray with... I just think the back thing behind his head should be taken out, but it's still cool nonetheless. I would like, it has like a Typhlosion body, Luxray styled coloring, and then Darkrai that's just making him look really dark and evil. But I would definitely say he's an electric dark type because he's sick looking, actually. I just think his claws could be touched up a little bit, but that's literally the only thing I have to say, and I'm not an artist, and it would look way shittier if I did it. So good job. Good job nonetheless. But definitely an electric dark type. They're calling for a special ability to be Lionheart and a signature move of Firestorm. So, you know, it would be fire fused with me for his special move. And, you know, it would be powerful because I'm in it, of course. Duh! But this thing is an absolute beast. And he is a great way to close off this one. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I hope I got everyone. I think I did. I think I did alright. But if you did enjoy, please do leave a like. And please do leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the fusions and which one was your favorite. Because... my favorite out of today would definitely be the, probably the Altaria and Dragonair. I really like that one. Or the Kyogre and Articuno one, because I really like that one as well. But stay tuned, and you know this will be back next Friday, unless for some reason I don't get to leave Arizona. But I should be back, hopefully, to see you guys then. So have a great day, and I'll see you on the flip side. Peace out.